Hello, fellow travelers, and welcome to the first episode of Genshin Tonight for this year 2024. This is Shanoshino, and as we begin the year, we might have a lot of stories to share from the World of Teyvat. But for the first time in a while, unlike the previous episodes actually, I may be going to give some of my personal reactions while the story goes on progress. Yay! So hello to those watching on Chan TV platforms on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube channels, and I hope that from this episode and the futures every Saturday night for the next 1 hour, sit back, relax, and enjoy the program. Now for the next story quest tonight, we are heading to Bubu Pharmacy in Liyue, where a kid at outside may be lost, so the herbalist offered to help, and later we're gonna meet the doctor who happens to be the owner of the pharmacy. And as you can see on the screen, this is we're going to meet Dr. Baizhu and Changsheng the snake later on as we get there.
What's your name, buddy? Are you here to buy some medicine? Where are your mom and dad?
Are you lost?
No, I'm not. My name's Ayu, and I'm here because...
Hey there, Chi-Chi. Hi, Gray. What's
Okay,
going on?
and this is Ayu.
Hi, traveler and
Okay, so this is the kid that
You've actually come at the perfect time. This little boy
that I
seems to
mentioned
have gotten
earlier,
himself
who
think
may
he must be
probably
new to the
get
city.
lost, but
Probably
let's
wandered away
just
from his
watch the
parents and-
situation.
No, listen to me. I'm not the one who's lost. It's my dad.
Your dad? How does a fully grown man manage to get lost in Liyue Harbor?
Well, my dad's always been kind of forgetful. In the past, he was just a little slow to react sometimes. But I'm worried that it's getting more serious.
So, what about your mom?
She went out a few days ago to gather some herbs for my dad, but she still hasn't come back. Meanwhile, my dad's been getting worse and worse.
No
The owner
way!
of Bubu Pharmacy always runs a clinic in Chingsa Village during the lantern ride. So I thought, why don't I take
No
Dad to
way.
Liyue Harbor to see him there? When we got to the city gate, I took a moment to ask the Millith guards for directions to the pharmacy. And then, when I turned back around, my dad was gone. I asked the Millith guys to go find him, but he said they won't be able to send that many people. So then I figured, maybe I could ask some other people in the city to help.
You came to the right place. We're pros at finding people. Isn't that right, traveler?
Seriously?
Changsheng can help. She has a good sense of smell, like a dog. Hey, who's talking about me behind my back?
That's the
Changsheng,
snake.
Chi-Chi meant that as a compliment. There's no need to be upset.
Okay,
Hello,
Changsheng, calm
child.
down.
You mentioned that you were looking for the owner of Bubu Pharmacy. How might we be of service?
You have a talking snake? Oh, are you Uncle Baizhu?
That's Dr. Baizhu! Come on.
Uncle Baizhu.
Changsheng, now's not the time. My dear boy, could you tell me more about your father's condition? As much as you can recall.
Yes, Dr. Baizhu.
It's Dr. Baizhu, okay? It's
I
Dr.
see.
Baizhu, kiddo.
And your family lives near Chingsa Village, you say? I visit patients there frequently, but I don't recall ever seeing you or your parents.
Uh-huh. My mom doesn't like meeting other people, especially during Lantern Ride. She always tells me to just stay at home and keep my dad company.
You know what, speaking of Lantern
Is
Ride,
that so? Are you? By any
There's gonna be a
chance,
celebration.
Is your mother's name Jiangli?
Whoa, yeah, it is. Do you know my mom, Dr. Baizhu?
I certainly do. Gui, Chi-Chi, are there any pressing matters in the pharmacy at the moment? Ayu's parents are old acquaintances of mine, so I would very much like to assist with the search. Would the two of you have time to join me?
Don't forget us two. We already told Ayu that we'd help.
Oh, really? Well, that's wonderful. We are most grateful for your support.
Chi-Chi and I need to clear up the shop front first, but once that's taken care of, we'll be right out to help you with the search.
Family is very important.
agreed.
Thank you. Then I'll leave you to handle the pharmacy. Traveler, Paimon, why don't you come with me and Ayu? Let's start by talking to the Millilith guards at the city gates, see if they have an update.
Don't worry, kiddo.
They searched to the north, but couldn't
They
find
can help you
anyone who
out.
matched the description.
Well,
Trust
that
them.
complicates things. The city folks say there's no sign of him either. We need to start looking further afield. But where are we gonna get the people?
Excuse me, sirs. Have you found out anything about my dad yet?
Ah, hey there, buddy. Dr. Baizhu. What brings you out this way?
The boy asked for our help, so we're here to join the search. Any new developments to update us on?
Oh, thank goodness. We were just discussing how we're running out of manpower. As for updates, I'm sorry to say that we've searched the surrounding area thoroughly, but didn't find anything.
The guards at the crossing up ahead said they hadn't seen anyone either, so we don't believe he was heading towards the Guili Plains. But it is possible that he was bound for Luhua Pool.
Luhua Pool? The terrain there can be tricky to navigate. Let's hope he hasn't run into any trouble.
You will?
Okay.
Oh, great. We can't thank you enough.
Sorry we weren't able to find your dad, buddy.
That's okay. Thank you for trying.
Don't worry. You'll find your parents soon.
No, it's... Hey, you! Stop! Don't go any further!
What are you gonna do?
Watch where you're going!
Another save by Hu Tao.
Longsheng Funeral Parlor does appreciate your patronage, but you needn't hasten the inevitable. Are you all right?
Could it be...
Huh?
Wait, hang on.
Dad!
Okay,
Hey, Hotel!
this happened to be
Have here.
Ayu's father.
It's the Traveler in Paimon, and
Hello, Hu Tao. That's Dr.
my
Baizhu.
worst nightmare. I see she still hasn't warmed to you.
Thank you, Director Hu, for saving this man.
Dad, are you okay? Do you recognize me? It's me, Ayu.
Are you?
Seriously, you're his father.
Your name is Jia Liang, and you live just west of Qingse Village. You were supposed to come to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. Remember? Does that jog your memory?
My name is Jia Liang.
Do you happen to have any amnesia, sir?
Doctor?
Sir Jiangling?
Yes, I'm Jia Liang.
Jiao Yang.
And I need to see
Okay.
the doctor.
Sorry, I pronounced your name wrong.
Wait. Why do I need to see the doctor?
Uh-oh. He seems in really bad shape. We need to get him back to Bubu Pharmacy right away. Sorry, Hutao. Gotta dash. Dinner's on us next time. Hold on a second. You're not seriously thinking of taking him to Bubu Pharmacy in this state, are you? Huh? Why not? What's the problem? Come on, Baizhu. Don't tell me you haven't noticed it. Didn't your master teach you how to spot the signs? Why do I get the sense that you spotted them right away, but you're planning to use it for your own ends? Use what? What are you talking about? Paimon's lost.
There are traces of god remains in Jia Liang's system.
Oh, yes, but more importantly, they're on the verge of an outburst. If that happens, the consequences will be unthinkable. Paimon, sorry, what?
God remains?
There's no need to worry, Director Hu. I have methods of keeping them at bay. It is the sworn duty of all who practice medicine to cure illnesses and save lives. What reason would I have to neglect a patient in need who is right there in front of me? Besides, it was my late master's dying wish to be able to save this patient in particular. Perhaps out of respect for him, you could give me a day's grace so that I have time to treat him?
now you're bringing my great uncle into this? Baizhu, just
What are you talking about, Hu
what are you
Tao?
planning this time?
What about your great
Merely
uncle?
to cure this man, nothing more. But of course, if you have any doubt as to my intentions, you are more than welcome to accompany me to Bubu Pharmacy and monitor my activities.
Oh, really? I thought I was persona non grata at Bubu Pharmacy. You're being unusually generous today. Okay, deal. We're not gonna solve anything by keeping Jialiang here.
That's
I'm
right.
happy to do it your way, but only for my great uncle's sake and the travelers, of course.
Seriously,
You
you're
must
being
be
choosy,
pleased
Hu
you brought the
Tao.
traveler along. Otherwise, this would have been a much more vexing ordeal.
Well, time is of the essence. Let's get ourselves back to Bubu Pharmacy at once.
Okay, back to Bubu Pharmacy. Okay, and before anything else, allow me to share this disclaimer that
Blockages
any
within the
reactions
cardiovascular
that I have
system,
made on this program
reduced blood
is
flow and
not
energy
actually the
circulation?
stand of
I
Genshin
see.
Tonight.
I suppose this must have caused the cognitive abnormalities.
Dr. Baizhu, how bad is it? Can you cure him?
Don't you worry. Baiju's a really great doctor. He's sure to find a way. Isn't that right, Baizhu?
Ayu, do you know when your father first started displaying these symptoms?
I'm not sure. He's been like this for as long as I can remember. But it wasn't as bad as this when I was still little.
So it's been a long time indeed. No, I have a treatment plan in mind. We can start tonight.
I
Come and
hope
see
you'll
me
do
again tomorrow
better,
morning.
Dr.
I promise
Baizhu.
that by then, Ayu will find his father
Sir
healthy and lucid again.
Jiaoyang
Thank you, Dr. Baizhu. Thank you so much.
If you
entrusted
still
this
have any
procedure
misgivings,
to you
Director
for you
Hu,
to get better.
please feel free to
I
hang
hope,
around for as long as you wish.
You do your best
However,
in curing the
It
patient.
would be best if you step outside this room. A doctor must be able to focus when treating a patient. Any distractions heighten the risk of complications.
Yes, of course, absolutely. I'll just go and look at the flowers or something. But I will be back in an instant at the first sign that something's amiss.
See you tomorrow, Baizhu and Changchang.
Alright,
Bye
that
for
may be
now,
it for
everyone.
them. But Chan TV Genshin Tonight will be right back after the break.
Are you
So
ready, Baizhu?
stay with us.
Ready as I'll ever be. I'm used to it by now. Come on, let's get started.
Welcome back to Genshin Tonight, and on this episode is another story quest with Dr. Baishu and Chan Shang. So let's just go back to
You know,
the
Hyman's
usual.
kind of curious after hearing Baizhu mention those people from his past. What do you think they were like? Yeah, you must be curious too, right? Let's go see what we can find out while Baiju's busy treating Ayu's dad.
Hopefully he performs in a good
I'm
state.
idling time on admiring the scenery, the spectacled snake-bedecked docs doing surgery. Hello, you busy bees, and what do you have to discuss with the
Busy
funeral
bees.
director today? Actually, don't tell me. Let me guess. From the looks on your faces, you've got some questions for me.
Guilty as charged. So, we were just a little curious about Baiju's master. What was he like? Oh, and also, how come you and Baizhu could tell so quickly that Jialiang had god remains in his system?
Huh? I thought I told you once before. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first founded to fight back against the vengeful wrath of gods defeated in war. Well, it is a dusty old tale by this point. Long story short, in the ancient world, dead gods were acting up, so our ancestors started purifying the air and burning the bodies of the deceased to guard the border between life and death. These days, we don't deal with the wrath of the gods anymore, but all the relevant know-how is still passed down to each generation, so we can identify gods' remains when we see them.
Okay, Paimon gets it now. Wait, so how did Baizhu learn to spot them?
Almost certainly from his master, who was also my great-uncle. Baizhu's master was my grandpa's younger brother, a former deputy director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Oh. Now we get it.
So, if he was from Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, how did he end up as Baizhu's master?
According to my grandpa, he and my great-uncle once went traveling together when they were young. They ended up at Chenyu Vale, where they met a pharmacist. That pharmacist must have cast
Dr. Baizhu?
some sort of spell on my great-uncle. Because after
Or
that
it's
encounter,
another
he
person.
suddenly announced he wanted to leave the family business and go practice medicine instead. My grandpa had a huge argument with him, but he couldn't convince him to stay. So my grandpa inherited the funeral parlor, while my great-uncle stayed in Chenyu Vale to practice medicine. They never spoke to each other again.
Funeral director to doctor is a pretty big career change. Kinda hard to imagine. But why did it drive a wedge between them for the rest of their lives? That seems a bit extreme.
If he had just become a regular doctor, there would have been no issue. After all, the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor wasn't unlike a regular doctor's clinic in the early days. But according to my grandpa, the pharmacist they met had a very ominous aura about him. And on top of that, the kind of medicine practiced in the Chenyu Vale tradition goes against the natural order of things.
Okay.
In what way?
Don't know. My grandpa didn't know the specifics. And you've seen how wary Baizhu is around me. He'd never tell me anything. But even that says to me that he definitely has something to hide. One thing I do know about Baizhu is that he's obsessed with the idea of immortality. But whether that has anything to do with what he's hiding is hard to say.
Immortality?
Anyway, so I will
What do you
be
mean?
sticking around here for now to keep a close eye on the situation.
What do you mean?
Tomorrow I'll finally figure out what he's up to.
Dad!
We hope that he's already fine.
Oh, are you?
Dad, you remember me!
Yes, I remember now. Oh, are you? I'm so sorry. Must have been worried sick.
Thank God.
Has your mom shown up yet?
Anyway, sir, a question. Do you suffer from
Don't worry,
amnesia
Dad. I
or
got the Adventurers
something?
Guild to help us look for her.
Because
And Dr. Baizhu's gonna help too.
when we first
all we need to
meet
do is
you,
concentrate on getting
sir,
Great. That's wonderful.
you seem to be forgetful
you
about
enough,
your
Dr. Baizhu.
son.
My pleasure, really. It's the least I can do to honor my late master's dying wish. If anything, I should be apologizing to you for not making the time to visit in all these years.
Okay.
Not at all, Dr. Baizhu.
Exactly.
It's only because Jiang Li... What was her reason again?
You're still in the early stages of recovery, so you'll need to take it easy.
Okay.
Take it
Okay.
slowly
Now
and try
I
not
get
to
it.
overexert yourself.
Jiao Yang is the father, while Jiang Li is the mother.
Director Hu,
Correct?
do you have any further reservations about
We'll
Jiao
see as
Liang's
we
condition?
get to the bottom of this story.
Seems like the evil presence is gone after all. You really did manage to suppress it, huh? But how did you accomplish this in a single night?
Exactly. What's your
That
secret,
would be a
Doctor?
trade secret, I'm afraid. If that gives you any cause for concern, you may continue to monitor Jia Liang for as long as you wish. Though I regret to say that Bubu Pharmacy cannot offer to reimburse Wangsheng Funeral Parlor for any revenue lost in the meantime.
Come on, Baizhu. It's not that unreasonable.
Come on. Would you mind explaining what's going on between you two, Dr. Baizhu and Hu Tao? Anything wrong or whatsoever? How can I explain this? How can I explain to this situation?
Yeah, I've been stuck indoors for too long. Baizhu, take me outside for some air, or I'm going to suffocate.
Ah, yes, of course.
Are you
Everyone,
okay,
please excuse
Changshang?
Changshang and myself for a moment.
Did you seriously expect to cover it up just by putting on a brave face and ignoring it? If it weren't for my quick thinking, they'd have all seen the sorry state you're in by now. But in any case, why must you keep this a secret from everybody?
Okay, we have an eavesdropper, the Traveler, and Paimon.
Person you trust.
Who's there?
Knock knock. You're caught.
Why did you follow us here? Oh, it's nothing. I just needed to get some air.
Excuse me po.
What did I just say about putting on a brave face? Traveler, Paimon, the truth is, Baizhu did not cure Jialiang's illness.
What the hell?
Instead, he transferred some of his own life
Huh?
to his patient to
Huh?
temporarily subdue the poison in his system.
Is that what you do, Dr. Baizhu? Huh? What do you mean?
Can you please explain all of this?
My predecessors in medicine forged a contract with Changsheng. Every successor to this contract is able to use Changsheng's secret art to treat patients. I believe
So it's
the
on you,
irregularities in
Changsheng.
Jialiang's heart meridian were likely caused by a poison concocted using god remains as a key ingredient. The poison has
So-
not been purged from Jialiang's system.
The disease come.
I
Okay,
infused him with some
so
of my own life force.
So are you
using
saying
Changsheng
that,
as the delivery medium. This will suppress the poison's
it is the
effects
poison
for a
that
limited
caused
time.
any
Do that?
health operation to
I thought
Sir
it was
Zhao Yang?
Baiju's strange choice of a necklace. Hey, I'll have you know that I commanded the respect
Huh?
of even the Adepti back in Chenyu Vale. If anything, he is my mannequin. I was treating patients with Baiju's master's master long before he ever set eyes on his first medical text.
Oh my.
Guess you shouldn't judge a snake by its skin.
Please, that's enough.
Are you sure you're okay? Because
Wait a sec. Huto was saying that the branch of medicine you studied uses some pretty dubious methods. So, when you transfer your life force, does that mean you're actually damaging your own body?
Hardly. Changsheng helps to keep my chi in balance, so there is no great harm done.
Still, Baiju's life force is not unlimited. We must find a way to neutralize the poison in Jialiang's body. And soon. Traveler, Paimon, would you lend this dummy a hand? He needs someone checking up on him, or he'll exhaust himself trying to accomplish everything on his own.
okay.
Baizhu, don't you think you should seize this opportunity? You cannot expect to hide this from everyone for your entire life. Time will see that all secrets surface eventually.
Your secrets may be exposed
Entire life.
soon.
Thank you, Traveler and Paimon.
What's bugging you, anyway, Dr. Baizhu?
Paimon doesn't think we've seen this side of you. But there's no need to thank us. You've helped us out before.
The poison in Jialiang's system must have accumulated over a prolonged period. I think I should pay a visit to their family home and look for clues as to how he might have been exposed to it. Yes, I asked Ayu this morning before you arrived. He told me that his family lives in a secluded spot to the west of Qingsa village.
Qingshe
Let's head there
village.
together once I've
That is
asked
where
Wei and
usually
Chi-Chi
where
to
you
look after
get
the pharmacy.
the
As well
Julian
as
chilies
investigating
over there,
Jialiang's
and you know
exposure to
that
the poison,
area.
we should also keep an eye out for Ayu's missing mother, my fellow disciple Jiang Li.
Okay, so before we go on a break, actually, let's just say, hang on a bit. Okay. Before anything else, let's just explain about Qingshe village. Okay, so if you have noticed that area in Yiwu, this is where there are a lot of flowers in the meadow garden, and yeah, that's what I can remember, where we actually get to you know, this Qingshe hang on, what should I call this? Sorry, I was just being bugged onto something. But anyways, yes, this is where we get Julian chilies, right? Anyway, let's move on to the other part of the story.
Whoa! There's a house all the way out here? Huh. It's so well hidden, Paimon's never noticed it before.
Nor have I. And I've hosted clinics at Qingsa village many times in the past. If you ask me, Jiang Li was trying to remain unnoticed.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. We meant to ask earlier, but it slipped our minds in the rush to get here. Could you tell us more about Jiang Li? You said she was your fellow disciple, right?
She was indeed. We studied medicine together under the same master near Chenyu Vale. She is several years older than I and also began her travels far earlier than me. As a result, the time I spent studying alongside her was rather short.
Supposedly, she met an herb gatherer sometime during her travels and decided to settle
Oh, by the
down
way,
with him.
forgot to tell you something,
This has been
that
telling.
where Ayu's family lives, that is where you can get a lot of bamboo trees in there.
Jiang Li
In that
did
area.
occasionally come back to Chenyu Vale to see our master, but for whatever reason, she hardly ever talked about her family. The last time she visited us, she and master had some sort of quarrel. We never heard from her after that. It almost seemed as if she'd gone into hiding.
Quarrel? What happened? I don't know. I did not witness the argument myself.
Nor did master ever explain it to me. All he would say is that should I ever encounter Jiang Li or her family in the future, I should do everything in my power to help them.
Oh,
Exactly.
So that's why you went to such extreme lengths to help Jialiang.
No. Even if my master had never said anything, it would still be my duty as a doctor to help him. My decision would have remained the same.
Paimon never knew you were so selfless, Baizhu. Paimon always had you down as the sneaky, scheming type. Sorry.
So a few words from me is enough to dispel all your suspicions, You ought not be quite so quick to relax your guard, Paimon. Sometimes even the good guys have their own private agenda.
Just like you, Doctor.
Okay, that was the most suspicious sounding thing you've ever said.
Let's leave the idle chatter there for now.
before
Jiangli has lived in
anything
this house
else
for many
coming up
years.
after
There
the
must be
break,
something here that can shed a little light on this whole situation.
we'll get
Let's
to
split up. But if
dig
anyone
deeper.
finds anything, we'll examine it together.
What is this?
Changsheng and I found a hidden compartment. This is what was hidden inside.
Huh. You sense it too? You're right. This is a poison concocted using god remains.
Is that the poison they're talking about?
Paimon's
The
not
one
saying
that
things, is she?
No,
affected the health
your
of
eyes
Sir
do not
Jiagang?
deceive you. I do
Jiagang.
believe the poison in this bottle is alive. Some toxins act a lot like living organisms. I read about this once in the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases. This ancient class of poisons consists of mother and minor loads, capable of sustaining a connection over vast distances. If it's a concoction of this kind we're dealing with, then both the poison in Jialiang's system and this one here are likely minor loads. Offshoots, essentially.
Offshoots? So, the main body is somewhere else?
Huh?
Correct. Whoever is administering the poison can manipulate the source to indirectly control the poisoned individual's behavior and even cognition. Similarly, the poisoned individual will hear, to a varying extent, the call of the source.
The call of the... Wait. So, back when Jialiang ran off, maybe that explains where he was heading!
Only one thing could have been drawing him there. The source of the god remains used as the poison's key ingredient, the mother lode.
This is getting crazier and crazier. What kind of person would do all this just to poison Jialiang? Hey, why has everyone gone quiet all of a sudden? Since this poison was carefully hidden away in a secret compartment, the one who concocted it is likely a resident of the house. You mean Jialiang? Why would he poison himself? Think a little harder, Paimon. Someone else who lives here, and who might have expertise in crafting drugs. Huh? So you're saying... it was Jiang Li? Wait!
Huh?
That doesn't make any sense either! Why would she poison her own husband?
Exactly!
I agree. It makes little sense. Jiangli does not strike me as the kind of person who would do such a thing.
Look at the facts, though. How many people in the entirety of Liyue have the ability to concoct a poison from god remains?
It's too early to draw any conclusions. We should question Jia Liang about it once he has made more progress in his recovery.
Do you know?
Yes. According to the origins
Who's
and
behind the
symptoms
poison?
of diseases, the minor loads will disappear if the mother load is purged. So if we can find and destroy the source of these god remains, the poison will leave Jialiang's system without the need for any further treatment. Do you know anything about god remains in Qingsa village?
Even the history books have no record of this. The only ones who'll know anything are those old fogies who have been hanging around here since the beginning of time. Didn't you used to be on good terms with the Adepti, though? You sure they didn't tell you anything about this? Well,
Changsheng's memories and powers are not what they were in her prime. These days, she has to enter a contract with a mortal and share their life force just to sustain her own life. I fear that such ancient events are long gone from her memory by now.
Whoa, what? Enter a contract? Share life force? Sounds like some pretty spooky sorcery if you ask Paimon. Hey, plenty of people would jump at the chance to join forces with a powerful being like me. With my assistance in rebalancing your chi, not only can you extend your lifespan, but you will also be stronger, healthier, and able to eat whatever you like with no risk of upsetting your stomach. Stronger and healthier? Wow, that's amazing! Baizhu, maybe when you retire, you can let Paimon sign a contract with Changsheng for a few days.
Unfortunately, Changsheng's contract has strict requirements regarding the host's temperament. None of her hosts have ever been exempted from these rules. I fear that I will be unable to accommodate your wishes, Paimon.
Temperament? Hey! What are you trying to say? Did you just subtly insult Paimon to her face? Ugh, Paimon's mad! You're getting ugly nicknames, both of you! Baizhu, you're Mannequin Man! Changsheng, you're just a pain in the neck! This is exactly why your natural temperament makes you woefully unsuited to being my host.
All right, everybody, calm down. Back to the matter at hand. Is there any way at all for us to seek counsel from the Adepti about this?
With how antisocial they are, if it were up to them, they'd go their whole lives without showing their faces to the common folk. What?
Seems you're as well connected as they say, traveler. We are truly fortunate to have you on our side.
Oh, if you're talking about who Paimon thinks you're talking about, you better do the honors.
You called?
Gets Paimon every time. Are all Adepti in the habit of materializing out of thin air like this?
Well, this is unexpected.
Huh? It's you.
Baizhu of Bubu Pharmacy. I do believe I've had the pleasure before. The Lantern Rite, when we met briefly, I was unaware of your true identity. I must apologize for the discourtesy.
Huh? You two already know each other?
Our paths have crossed once before. I sense the presence of evil spirits. Is this why you called me?
Xiao?
So someone has been concocting demonic poison. Too often, fervent desires drive mortals to abandon all regard for their own safety. It is lamentable. I now know what you seek. It is true that a god's remains are buried beneath the foundations of Qingce village. A vile monster known as the Che once wrought havoc over this land, before it was subdued by Rex Lapis. The land was finally cleansed of poison when Rex Lapis used statues in his likeness to seal the serpent's remains. Qingce village was founded some time after that. The seal is still mostly intact. If the Che is the source, then it must be some of its blood leaking from deep underground. However, its aura is faint and barely detectable. You will need to investigate further to identify the location of the leak.
I see, I see.
I do not like to intervene against mortals unless absolutely necessary. But when demonic forces are involved, things can spiral out of control. If that happens, be sure to call my name again.
Thank you, Xiao. I will. Dr. Baizhu and Changsheng.
Nothing. I do not wish to sway decisions that are mortals to make, but immortality may not be the blessing that you imagine it to be.
I shall treasure your words of instruction, Master Adeptus.
Farewell.
Bye, Xiao.
What a strange Adeptus. Rather different from the way...
Don't call him that, Changsheng!
That's Xiao for ya! And thanks to him, we finally got some concrete info to go off of.
If the god
Sorry,
remains
I'm
are
being a
leaking
Xiao
from
simp right now.
underground, Jiangli must be paying a visit to a subterranean cave on her herb-gathering trips. If we can find the cave...
Master! Master!
What's the
there's a
problem? Is that about Sir Jiaoyang?
Did you run all the way from Bubu Pharmacy?
What happened? Don't panic. Just catch your breath and tell me everything.
It's Jiaoyang.
Why?
He was fine one minute, and then he suddenly took a turn for the worse.
Already? How? Based on past experience, he should have been fine for the next 3 days at least.
It seems that my worst fears have been confirmed. Everyone, back to Bubu Pharmacy now!
What's wrong? Dad?
Don't be scared. Dr. Baizhu will be back soon.
How is he doing?
Dr. Baizhu, you're back! My dad was doing fine earlier, but then he suddenly started coughing up blood.
Oh my god.
Now he can't even get a full word out anymore.
When Gui left, he was still conscious. But now...
Gui, please take Jialiang to the back room and prepare for treatment.
Yes, of course.
Don't worry, Ayu. I will cure your father.
How are you feeling, Dad? Are you still hurting anywhere? You're not gonna suddenly collapse again, are you?
Much better, Ayu. I'm feeling much better. In fact, I can't explain it, but somehow I feel even better than usual. Wait, where's Dr. Baizhu? I still haven't had a chance to thank him.
Okay, welcome back to Genshin Tonight. And before we head on the break, we were just shocked that Sir Jiaoyang just collapsed. And as you can see a few seconds earlier, that Sir Jiaoyang is now okay. I mean, he was alright at first, but then he suddenly collapsed and even coughed up blood. Oh my god, I hope that he's alright, and there you have it if you have seen the first minutes. But anyway, let's just get to it.
How are you feeling, Dad? Are you still hurting anywhere? You're not gonna suddenly collapse again, are you?
Much better, Ayu. I'm feeling much better. In fact, I can't explain it, but somehow I feel even better than usual. Wait, where's Dr. Baizhu? I still haven't had a chance to thank him. Seems he moved me here before I came to.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet, so he must still be resting.
Oh, really? Well, he must be tired from treating me for 2 nights in a row. I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life. I'll have to discuss it properly with Jiangli once we find her.
Are you going to seek for justice when it comes to your health, or what? Are you going to find your wife?
I'll come with...
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jiaoliang. I strongly suggest that you stay and rest at Bubu Pharmacy for now. I can accompany Ayu to the Adventures Guild.
I suppose you're right. I'll have to rely on you this time. Though, on the bright side, this means I can thank Dr. Baizhu in person once he's finished resting.
Traveler, Baizhu hasn't shown his face ever since he went in to treat Jialiang again. Do you think he... Huh? Hey, wait up!
Okay. I wish that we can continue, but unfortunately we just ran out of time. Sorry, just got disturbed. But anyway, we just ran out of time, so we'll just continue with Dr. Baizhu's story quest on next Saturday before we move on to Yoimiya's story quest. But anyways, storytelling from the world of Teyvat continues as we explore and witness every story that counts across 7 nations. This is Chanoshino once again, your fellow traveler, saying thank you for watching and farewell, fellow travelers.